Welcome to today's maths lesson. In this lesson, we are going to do a review of pictograms and block graphs. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to recall the uses of a pictogram and a bar chart and interpret and complete pictograms and block graphs where one block represents one item. For this lesson, we will need the words block, graph, information, data, number, and pictogram. What is a pictogram? A pictogram uses pictures to show us information. Let's look at some examples. This is an example of a pictogram. Here we have dogs, cats, rabbits, and mouse, and it shows how many kids like what are the favorite pets of some children. So which pet can you see here that is liked the most? If you've guessed that the dog and the rabbit are liked the most, well done. Which pets were liked by the same number of people? That would be the dog and the rabbit again. Now, there are so many different other questions you could ask about pictograms. Can you think of any? Let's look at this one. This pictogram shows the favorite fruits of some children. In this pictogram, one smiley face equals to two children. So here we have the types of fruits, which are apple, banana, orange, and pear. Now, the first question is, which fruit is liked the least? So if you've guessed that the orange is liked the least, you are correct. Why? Because only one child likes oranges, and that over here is why we have half a smiley face. Half a smiley face is one child, because a full smiley face means two children. How many more students like pears than oranges? So here we can cross out one half, and now we can count how many extra. So here we have 1, which is 2, 4, 5. So 5 more children like pears than oranges. Try to think of other questions that could go with this pictograph. Now let's look at block graphs. What is a block graph? A block graph uses blocks to show us information that we need. What must a block graph have? A block graph must always have a title explaining what it shows. Block graphs must be carefully drawn to show the data or information. Let us look at this block graph over here. Class A carried out a survey about their favorite activities, and they made this block graph to show their information. We have football, rugby, hockey, netball, and swimming. Which was the most popular activity? If you've guessed that the most popular activity is hockey, well done. You are correct. How do we know this? We can see that hockey has the tallest line of blocks, and 10 people like hockey. Let's look at how many more children like hockey than netball. So what we could do here to find this answer is we could cross out a block. So one here, one here, one here, and one here, and half one here, and we could just cross out half over here. So now we can count how many extra. This one here equals to 2, 4, and 5. So 5 more people like hockey than netball. How many fewer children prefer swimming than football? So here we have swimming and there we have football. So we can cross out one here and half of one here. Now we can see how many more like football. So we can say 2 and 4. So 4 less children like football than swimming. True or false? Class A has 32 children. I will give you some time to calculate this and come back when you know the answer. So here we can calculate that football there are 7, rugby there is 5, hockey there is 10, netball there is 5, and swimming there is 3. So class A, if you add all of those up together, it makes 30. So false. 7 plus 5 plus 10 plus 5 equals plus 3 equals to 30, not 32. Let us look at the next block graph. Class B went to the zoo. They recorded how many zoo animals they saw using a block graph. So they saw zebras, giraffes, monkeys, rhino, and snake. Which was the most common animal that they seen? If you've guessed the snake, well done, excellent. How many more snakes were there than giraffes? So if you look here, snakes, and we look at giraffes, we can count. If we scratch one out here and one out here, we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we know that each block means 2 animals. So we can count in twos, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So there were 10 more snakes than there were giraffes. How many fewer zebras than snakes were there? So here we have zebras and then we have snakes. So we can cross out here 1 zebra for 1 snake, 1 zebra for 1 snake, and 1 zebra for 1 snake. We have no more zebras to cross out, so now we count how many we have left. 2, 4, 6. So there were 6 fewer zebras than snakes. So the next question is true or false? Class B's most common animal was the snake and the least common was the rhino. If you've guessed that the answer is false, well done. The most common animal was the snake, but the least common was the giraffe, as they saw 4 rhinos and only 2 giraffes. We have now come to the end of today's lesson. I hope you all enjoyed it. Assalamu alaikum.